Hello, Valerie Sjodin here, excited to build with stones using my new Stones and Pebbles tiling stencil made by Stencil Girl products. I'm going to start with a brief flip through of some of my journal pages, and then we'll move on to making a project using these stencils. You can move these stencils down for tiling with black paint on painted paper like this. I like First Street Sandwich Wrap brand, but you can use any brand. I've used this too. Here you see the tiling with simple paint on a sprayed background, and on the right side, stacked stones. The stencil is used on the bottom layer, then a wash of paint, and then this water ripple stencil just done in white right on top. Now this is my favorite page. Really simple. Put the stencil down, spray it with a few colors, and then while it's wet, flip it over and press it down. Here is the result. It serves as a beautiful base for doodling and lettering like you see here. I want to show you one quick thing before we do our project. I am stenciling the negative shapes around the stone, or what looks like grout, and I'm doing that with bone black and silver paint. Then I'm putting the 6-inch stencil right on top of it, and it fits exactly. So I can paint around the negative shapes with one stencil and paint the stones with another. I'm using phthalo turquoise and pyrrole red along with some of the silver and black to make a nice base. Let the fun begin. With a 6-inch stencil taped down first, I'm going to use some gold gesso by Daniel Smith here. Thanks for the tip, Mary Beth Shaw. And stencil with a dry cosmetic sponge on these stones. I'm adding a little bit of gold paint. This is bright gold fine, iridescent golden brand. It's a little more intense and allows for a variation. There you see the tiling. Now here I'm adding some black with the 6-inch scallop border stencil I've done for Stencil Girl, and I haven't used it like this before, so I'm kind of excited. This will be the focal area of my journal page, so I am making these patterns as you see and just twisting and turning the stencil, and I'll probably fill some in with some black here. This for me is the fun part because it's thinking outside the box, and of course this would work for other stencils you have as well, as long as the patterns were small enough to fit in the stones. Now to gather my things for the page. I have this text with gesso on it and a little piece of music, and then I'm tearing the pattern out of the deli paper. I like this paper because when I glue it down, it virtually disappears on the journal page. I've decided, as you can see, to put some black stenciling on the text to frame the bottom of the page, and gluing it down with a glue stick. Could be a bit more careful, I think, than I am. Cause for re-gluing. Now I'm folding the edges down and I'm going to tear them off the edge. I like the teared edge look on the top and the bottom. To smudge the gessoed text part, I'm using my Stabilo water-soluble pencil. It's great for smudging and mark making. I'm smudging it with a little bit of dampness on my paper towel and rubbing it around. Now to add a bit more texture of gold with my sponge and the corrugated cardboard with the paint on top. Now for some more stenciling on the painted paper. Thank you for joining me in making this journal page with the stones and pebbles, tiling stencils, and painted papers. It was a lot of fun. Bless you as you create.